In a world where one station sees the needs to give back to its people, that's FLEXX FM. And the family, and log on to FLEXXFM.online each and every Monday at 8 p.m. for Movie Monday.
House Atreides, there is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
Smile, Gurney.
I am smiling.
That's every Monday at 8 p.m. Watch a movie with us for a chance to win some amazing prizes on FLEXXFM.online.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up.
It's Movie Mondays on FLEXX FM
The
at
hell are
8
you
p.m.
supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
Station
Sellers, buyers, homeowners, everyone, the Barrett Group is here to get you the home you need. Selling a home or property? The Barrett Group can be reached at 954-306-8607 to find out how much your home is worth. Buyers, interest rates are at an all-time low. The Barrett Group, 954-306-8607, located at 4977 North State Road 7, Tamarack, Florida. The Barrett Group, South Florida's real estate providers. Thanks, Barrett Group, for your kind sponsorship of this radio station.
Mary and the Galleon Foundation presents the Caribbean Food and Rum Festival. Come and enjoy a wide variety of rums, food, and lots of fun with live performances from Third World, Barrington Levy, Allison Hines, Patrice Robert, Peter Ram, Julian Believe, and many more. Now on Sunday, December the 12th at Arch Park, downtown Hollywood. Tickets available at CaribbeanVillage.net. Must adhere to all COVID-19 protocols to enter venue.
Vaccine, come for your vaccine. Now your back arching, the syringe gone in. Vaccine, I get a vaccine. Vaccine, I get a vaccine. Vaccine, come for your vaccine. Now your back arching, the syringe gone in. Vaccine.
It's time for Caribbean News, covering current events from around the world, regionally and locally, with Sean Garrity on this station. It's news the Caribbean can use. And now, the details.
French Caribbean faces worsening COVID-19 vaccine protests as new virus strain emerges. A new COVID-19 strain much more contagious than its original and the rest of the mutations have been detected in South Africa, prompting countries to suspend their travel to and from the country and causing shock in stock markets. According to a report from Reuters, epidemiologists said that curbing the infection through travel bans may be a little too late. The new strain of SARS-CoV-2 has also been detected in Belgium, Botswana, Israel, and Hong Kong. The UK Health Security Agency revealed that the B11529 variant, now named Omicron, the fifth variant of concern designated by the World Health Organization, the WHO, has a distinct spike protein dramatically different than the other strains where the vaccines available were developed. This new variant of the COVID-19 virus is now very worrying. It is the most heavily mutated version of the virus we have seen to date, said Lawrence Young, a virologist at the Britain's University of Warwick, who was interviewed by Reuters. It could take weeks to fully understand the mutations and whether the current vaccines can deal with the new strain. Meanwhile, Martinique and Guadeloupe have been beleaguered by the worsening protests that were sparked by the mandatory vaccination on healthcare workers and firefighters, a COVID-19 measure that has been implemented in mainland France. In a report by France 24, 10 police officers were injured and several journalists were shot at by men on motorbike on late Thursday in Martinique, while violence has continued in Guadeloupe in spite of the night curfew. French government spokesman Gabriel Attal has called the unrest totally unacceptable. Hundreds of police reinforcements have been also sent to the islands in the French Caribbean. JCF to clamp down on prisoners directing criminal activity from behind bars. Deputy Police Commissioner in charge of crime, DCP Fritz Bailey, says the police are clamping down on prisoners who are said to be directing criminal activities from behind bars. DCP Bailey confirmed at a recent JCF stakeholder forum that offenders who have been arrested are giving orders to criminals living in their community. He explains that the police are aware of this trend and have implemented measures to rearrest the offenders. DCP Bailey cited two recent incidents.
The JCF continues to investigate, as Commissioner said, all matters, irrespective of where the person is. And in relation to the specific question that was asked, I can relate to two instances. The Kings Valley gang leader, Derval Williams, who whilst in custody continued to perpetrate crimes. He was arrested and several of the gang members were rearrested, and those matters are before the court.
DCP Fitz Bailey, Jamaica Constabulary Forces Deputy Commissioner in charge of crime. In entertainment, Alkaline still dancehall's main danger without Grammy nomination. Suave DJ Alkaline may not have been included in the 2022 Grammy Award nominations, but the numbers shows he's still the dancehall artist with the best-selling album of 2021. According to the DJ's manager and sister, Karina Beckford, Top Prize remains one of the biggest commercial successes of the year based on sales and streams. The 14-track album that was released in May generated nearly 3,000 units in sales and streaming during the first week, outperforming all other dancehall albums released during the year so far. By August, it had recorded 600,000 record spins. Full-length projects by Vybz Kartel, Spice, Tommy Lee Sparta, DeMarco, Conscience, Usain Bolt, Javelani, and Skilly Bang all failed to eclipse Top Prize. However, there's still 1 month to go in 2021, with albums expected in December from Massacre and Bounty Killer.
Do nothing and win with the interview trivia game? Don't ask. Text the word WIN to 855-904-6231 to enter. Win radios, gift cards, wine bags, or even a celebrity voice on your voicemail. Text WIN to 855-904-6231 now to enter. Shut up, you mean I could get a voice note on my phone from like Bounty Killer? Like, excuse me, pass me a cellular phone because you've called the man named Jerome, right? Because I'm Jerome, you get it?
Text now for your chance at a $100 Publix gift certificate just in time for the holidays. In business, Black Friday early birds find muted tradition. Bargain hunters ventured out in the early hours of Black Friday to buy Christmas gifts, finding stores less crowded than in years past. This report from Reuters.
Early risers hit the stores for the unofficial start to the shopping season. But this year's Black Friday was not the chaotic frenzy of years past. A massive shift to online shopping during the health crisis and less steep discounts have likely thinned the crowds. Some U.S. shoppers worry ongoing supply chain problems might prevent retailers from stocking popular items like hoverboard scooters or MacBook Air laptops in time for the holidays. That's why Gail and Jean Croyle jumped the gun and went shopping in Texas a day before Black Friday.
All the ships backed up and cargo containers that aren't being processed, and if you want it, get it now, so we did.
The empty shelves come at a time when U.S. consumers have more spending power, some with more savings after multiple rounds of government relief. Armed with that cash and fueled by those supply chain worries, some consumers went holiday shopping weeks earlier, according to many retailers. Still, many who have yet to do their shopping are choosing to do so from the comfort and perceived safety of their home, choosing curbside pickup rather than venturing inside the shops. Data showed curbside pickup increased 92% in November compared to 2019.
And in sports, schoolboy football roundup, Jamaica College thrashes STGC 6-0. Jamaica College whipped St. George's College 6-0 in the Group A match in the Issa Manning Cup football competition at the Stadium East. The Dark Blues are now on 7 points from 4 starts. Meanwhile, Charlie Smith edged Calabar 1-0. Wolmer's beat Clancarty 3-0, while Kingston High and Bridgeport drew 0-0. In the Costa Cup action, Manning's beat Petersfield 2-0. Rossi's beat Belair 1-0. Manchester High beat Alston at 9-0. And Old Arbor High beat Central High 3-1. And that was the news, entertainment, and sports with Sean Garrity. Be sure to stay tuned to this station for more news from around the world, locally, and the Caribbean.
And the Galleon Foundation presents the Caribbean Food and Rum Festival. Come and enjoy a wide variety of rums, food, and lots of fun with live performances from Third World, Barrington Levy, Allison Hines, Patrice Robert, Peter Ram, Julian Believe, and many more. Now on Sunday, December the 12th at Arts Park, downtown Hollywood. Tickets available at CaribbeanVillage.net. Must adhere to all COVID-19 protocols to enter venue.
The following program contains language and scenes that some viewers might find objectionable. Discretion in viewing is advised.
Of the race. Oh man, you said I'm in your place. And then you draw backyard. What make you draw backyard? You know fi draw backyard. Propaganda spreading over my name. Say you wanna bring another life to shame. Oh man, you're just a playing a game. What make you draw backyard? What make you draw backyard? What make you draw backyard? I want to disturb my neighbor, 'cause I'm feeling so right. I want to turn up my disco, know them the full watch tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, welcome to FLEXX FM, Lunch with TC, The Naked Truth. I am your captain speaking. However, what a show we do have lined up for you guys today. Man, I don't know what word to use. Should I say local for all my Hispaniola friends? Or should I say crazy? Or should I say for my friends in Jamaica? Boy, this is pure madness. What's going on? Listen, we cannot, as journalists, we cannot run out of context, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I was watching a little thing on China, and China rise to become the superpower, and what they have done to reach where they are today. And it's nothing different from what Britain has done, Spain has done, French have done, and everybody else who abuse people to get. So it makes me realize, ladies and gentlemen, that in order for you to reach to the top, you have to abuse some people. No, real talk. In order for you to reach to that level where it's not like this, but like this, you have to abuse some people. May sound funny, but true. They have a word for it in the political terms, ladies and gentlemen. It's called casualties of whatever it is. So casualties of war, if a war we are dealing with, casualties of drugs, if a drugs we are dealing with, casualties from the gun, if a gun we are dealing. Listen, in order for you to get to that level, some people have to go dead. Take a sip off for this. Hey, hold on. No, it may sound blunt, but guess what? It's Lunch with TC, The Naked Truth. So my friends on Instagram, me I beg you please, if you not try flag me or whatever it is, understand me. Listen to the show to its entirety first before you do any flagging. For my friends on Facebook, or whatever new name it have right now, before you start black, mute, delete, or censor me, may I beg you please, what you need to do is to listen to the show through its entirety before you start to penalize me. Alright? FlexFM.online for everybody else, go there. Once them want to do what them want to, because them can't beat me. Them can't beat me. So once them do what them want to do, just go over to FlexFM.online. If you have a problem with buffering and all these things, listen, it's a part of them plan. It's a part of their plan, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing never did wrong before. All of a sudden, since we start speaking the naked truth, we're having all these buffering and latency and all these issues. But nevertheless, you can't keep a good man down. But the song just said a while ago, you are got tired, facing me face. Hey, drop the video there again. No man, it have a lot of, I didn't even realize, it have a lot of meaning. Listen, it's a raw old footage, ladies and gentlemen, and this is from Robert Nesta Marley, aka Bob Marley, and the Wheelers. Bad card. What them a do? Them a draw a bad card. How them take video? Drop, hey, roll the dice, pan one. Roll it.
Of the race, oh man, you said I'm in your place, and then you draw back yard. What make you draw back yard? You know fi draw back yard. Propaganda spreading over my name. Say you wanna bring another life to shame. Oh man, you're just a playing a game. What make you draw back yard? What make you draw back yard? What make you draw back yard? I want to disturb my neighbor, 'cause I'm feeling so right. I want to turn up my disco, show them the full watch tonight. In a rubber dub style, in a rubber dub style, in a rubber dub style, in a rubber dub style. 'Cause we're guarding the fallen so majestic, guarding the fallen so realistic. You have been tired to see we fierce. Me say you can't get me out of the race. Oh man, it's just a big disgrace. The way you draw back yard, the way you make wrong moves.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lunch with TC, The Naked Truth. I am your captain speaking. This morning we'll be talking, or should I say this afternoon? Wait, or rather this evening. No, or tonight. It no matter what time it is, the fact that you're listening, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter your geographical area where you're located right now. I really appreciate you listening. Like, tag, and share. That's all I'm asking. We don't ask for Zelle, Cash App, or no other means of funding. We don't ever ask you to do no GoFundMe. No. We just ask you for like and share. That's it, for real. And when you like and share, one thing we want you to do is to continue enjoying the show, continue watching the show. We have a chat room where you can post all your comments. FLEXX FM Radio on Facebook and IG, which is Instagram. We're live on all social media platforms. Currently, right now, some people may ask how you guys do it. Hey, it's FLEXX FM, man. Everything is flexible when it comes on to us. Yes. All right. So let me see some people on some of the platform, the chat platform right now. Sean Kettle, my brother in the UK, man. Mad love, mad respect. I know that it's probably around 5:20 there in your vicinity, or who knows, probably 6 something, because the time change. What we do? We'll come back down, or we're gonna, I don't know. This time change have me in a frenzy, my people. So right now, for some people, it's daytime, morning time, evening time, night time. But for us here, it's lunch with TC time. All right? Sean can say, have you had an announcement about the Omicron? The Omicron, ladies and gentlemen, is the new strain. It's the new variant of COVID-19. When them say I clap down the whole place now. But hey, we're getting it. Hey, come like Sean, read the show lineup, the show program today. Right before it even get to my email, it get to Sean. I'll get them CC you the thing, Sean. No, sir. For real. Respect my brother and everybody else that is here. I told you to look at Austria, and it wouldn't happen in UK and the US. And we had our announcement today. All right, Sean, you are a prophet when it comes on to stuff like this. Or is it that you're thinking outside the box and you use up 90% of your common sense? I suppose you're using up 90% of your common sense, my brother. My love and respect. Now, they are using the Omicron, ladies and gentlemen, to force the vaccine. TC, you should focus on that without distraction. All right, I have a whole show. I have a whole hour lineup for that today. And I want you to follow the steps as we go along. My brother Sean, it come like you and I have some sad conversation. I don't know. Because the way the show line up, it doesn't take me reading this now to line it up. No, it have to be lined up from the weekend coming into today. The research had to go into it. But I did the research from the moment you post in the chat room about the new variants that coming out and the name of the new variants and the fact that these things are on a list long before, and I'm just a check mark right now. And you are so correct, my brother, and we're going to prove that to our listeners today. For real. Jamaica are in deep trouble when Andrew Holness announced Omicron. Mark my word on that, TC. For real. Kojo, welcome, my brother. For real. It's 5:25 now in the UK. Mad love and respect. It's evening time now in the UK. All right, so it's 12:25 here in the US on the eastern side. As a matter of fact, so the eastern standard time. Even though we are south, we don't know how we are dealing with the eastern time. Well, we never have southern time. Hey, mama. Boy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this to you. I was streaming live on a local dial here in South Florida. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but they have this big problem with me. Them say me keep a lookout on COVID, and if I continue to saying bad things about COVID, they would have to cancel my show. Well, I guess I keep saying the truth about COVID, because apparently they must have canceled my show. For real. But I'll keep speaking on the issues that matters to us, ladies and gentlemen. Not about the matters that matters to those who get paid for it. You can't censor us too long. We sell our soul and we family out. Everybody just in this thing for money. At the end of the day, someone who will seek salvation already lost it. At the end of the day, some of you guys and girls who are seek salvation already lost it. That's why I'm not believing in a religion. Because you can't come to me about religion. Because you don't practice when you preach. When you start practice when you preach, you come talk to me. For real. Anyway, I could just dive into this thing here, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'm just take some welcome to my family them in the chat room right now, for real, because trust me, there's no me without them, you know. Honestly, FLEXX me loving her. Loving her bad. See it there? I am here. Yes. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to the meat of our show today because we know time is of the essence and they only give us 2 hours throughout the week. Monday through Thursday and Friday. We get more time, but it's more of a musical thing on a Friday than it is. So we're mostly rave musically. And of course, you all know that is brought to you by Adonai Sound Station, ladies and gentlemen, the sound of the future. I get the opportunity to go to a show called Dandy Shandy, the 90s edition. I mean, tell you boy, Adonai is what it is. A sound of the future. You can't go around that. No matter what time or what year, there's always a future, don't? So there will always be Adonai. Yes, man. For real. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, before we get into that, Sean Kettle, me and you today. Me and you today. We are doing this together today. Alright, Sean? Mr. Kettle? Alright. First and foremost, I want to also say thanks to everyone in the newsroom here at FLEXX FM. The news was on point when it come on to the vaccine and the new variant and everything that's going on. And what we do, we try to keep you up to breast with what's happening in and around your surrounding where news is concerned, ladies and gentlemen. Hence why you have to be here Monday through Sunday when we present the news to you in a fine style. When we say in a fine style in our Jamaican dialogue, simply we mean up to time, current. Yes. Cool? All right. So what's going on today now, ladies and gentlemen? Now, Jamaica seeks some compensation from the Queen of England, and it has been going on for a while now. Jamaica, them a press England for some compensation, for some reparation, ladies and gentlemen, and the reparation goes towards our ancestors because right now we see England have tried to Jamaica and every other country where them they grab by the balls. Just like how the French them they do 80 fight and lose people for them freedom. And yet still on turn around with pen and paper and get 80 for your pay uno reparation. What the hell? Me need a drink. Me can't do this sober. Oh, them man are so clever and smart. And who are the smart one and hate side to actually say, alright, cool. It reminds me of Kojo, you know. Kojo from Jamaica there, yeah, the maroon Kojo. It reminds me of when Kojo bad up the English them, you know, and say, yo, no can't do it anymore. And them say, alright, we're going to sign a peace treaty because Kojo them bad. Bad like I wrong set a slave them go draw for. Bad care them draw when them go for Kojo them. Kojo say, yo, we not take no suppression from nobody. And we're willing to give up our life feet and Kojo them fought. And then the man go write a thing called a peace treaty. And in the peace treaty I go tell you say, boy, Kojo have no slave come over your side there for we pay you X amount to get him or her back. And you go sign to that, them use pen and paper and get to Kojo too. So hey, slave, in a 2021, them a use pen and paper try get to it just the same. Not change. All you and me, all we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is get up, stand up for a ride. Make we use common sense. Make we stop think with our blinders on. Make we want to see the broader scale of things now. So we're going to take off the blinders and the blinkers. We're going to take the dark shades off and put on with spectacles, with glasses. Because some people say, oh, you look like nerd in your glasses. No, you see better in your glasses. The man with the hearing aid probably hear better than you with your natural ears. Because he have an enhancement hearing now. That's what we call hearing aid. Enhancement hearing. So I want to look up on the old people with them glasses and them hearing aid. Them the 10 step on them with vision and hearing. Yes, man. And I watch no face still too, you know, because when them take all them blue tablet, you know, the Viagra, and them gone 10 step of them young boy there too, you know. Yeah, man. For real. Nah, go around it, but yeah. How was your Thanksgiving weekend, ladies and gentlemen? I hope it was a wonderful weekend for some of you who actually celebrate Thanksgiving. I actually work on Thanksgiving Day to show you how much me rate Thanksgiving. I didn't have a Thanksgiving because I don't celebrate it and I don't want to be the hypocrite. So I stay away from it, period. I don't do what I want to do. You know what I'm going to do? When I start on a thing, I'm going to just take one little bag and I'm going to go either I'm going to go work or what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and place, go shoot some pool and enjoy my Thursday. Maybe you guys somehow would say not celebrate it, but we just do it for the family. But it's like how some people feel about Christmas. Well, I'm not too into Christmas now. I just do it because I don't want to take away the joy from the kids. Them. I don't want to be the Grinch of it. You know what I mean? Seriously, get up, stand for your rights. It's the same attitude you have towards everything that's going on right now. All right, so here we're going now. So Jamaica look towards England to give them some reparation money because right now our ancestors them now go like that. But guess what happened? Back in the days when them first start to ask for this compensation based on slavery, the man them which were slave owner, because England abolished slavery, the man them say them want back some reparation money. The man them say them want some compensation for them slave where I go tell myself for free up now, I go want back some money. And yes, they got it. Them get it. But yet still, the people them now, where them family them say them want back some money now to feed them people who go through the struggle. It done to me and deal with people like some people that is a merchandise. For real, you know, them deal with people like people are merchandise. But here, let me answer to you, my people. This is a problem that we're having. And we've been having it. But yet still we just come and we just like, you know, say the cliff is here. And this man say, all right, you know, walk along the sand, don't stop walk. And you come up and you see the cliff, but you still a walk and go turn off over there. Damn idiot. Lamb to slaughter. Yes, man. My people, I am going to drop a video right now. And the slave compensation. And this video is going to give you a little highlight of what happened when the Jamaican government asked the Queen for the compensation. Yes. Look upon the Queen and said to the Queen, say, yo, I want back some money, you know. And we do the maths, you know, and we tally it up. Yeah. So therefore, the Queen, like they always do, those royal monarchy, what them always do, always either deflect or just tell you blunt to your face, so we're not doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. Let me educate someone now about the history, because someone will last today now. And I realize the reason why we all are lost is because we don't even have a clue where we're coming from. But we're not all lost, you know. Someone will have respect. Yes. Make a roll the dice on that one of them. Crap them and play. Make a roll it. Come. Here we go. Watch this video with me.
What goes around comes around. Sometimes in the form of a frisbee, sometimes as a haunting nightmare, and sometimes in the form of a long, long bill. The Queen of Britain will soon receive one. It will be from Jamaica. The Caribbean country is asking the British Queen to cough up billions. What for? As reparations for slavery. Quick background. Jamaica was a British colony from 1655 to 1962. The colonizer introduced sugarcane cultivation in Jamaica, and to support it, Britain introduced slaves. People were stolen from their homes and forced to work in the field. Many were shipped across to other countries as part of the transatlantic slave trade. In 1662, there were 400 slaves in Jamaica. By 1734, the number became 86,000. Between 1702 and 1749, nearly 300,000 slaves were imported to Jamaica. More than 100,000 were exported. It was only in the year 1807 that the British Parliament abolished slave trade. And it abolished slavery in 1837. By then, Britain had abducted and enslaved at least 12.5 million people. 12.5 million people enslaved. Many of them were Jamaicans. In 1833, Britain paid off 46,000 British slave owners. They were given £20 million, almost 40% of that time's annual budget. What was this money for? To compensate for the quote-unquote loss of human property. What about these human properties themselves? What did the government give them? Forget compensation. Did Imperial Britain even offer an apology to the slaves and their families? The legacy of the slave trade still stings Jamaica. The country has been asking for justice for some time now. In 2015, then British Prime Minister David Cameron visited Jamaica. Jamaican leaders asked his government to pay reparations. Cameron was told to atone for the historical sin. The Prime Minister refused to even offer an apology. Here's what he said instead. David Cameron told Jamaica to move on. Reports published around that time revealed why he may have been so anti-reparation. Turns out one of Cameron's own family members was among many slave owners to have received compensation for loss of slaves. Jamaica did not give up its fight for justice, though. The Culture Minister recently said, and I'm quoting, "We are especially pleased to announce that we have made further steps in our strides towards seeking reparatory justice for the victims and descendants of the transatlantic slave trade." The petition is being presented to the Queen of the UK and/or the government of the UK. Now, we don't know how much Jamaica is asking for exactly, but here's what we can tell you. Britain has a history of denying reparation. In 2014, a coalition of 15 Caribbean countries presented a compensation plan to the UK. They wanted reparation for slave trade. A YouGov survey at that time found that 46% of the respondents in the UK opposed reparations. What about the government? The Foreign and Commonwealth Office said reparations are, quote unquote, not the answer for the legacy of slave trade. May I then ask, what is? What's the answer for the legacy of slave trade? After the Second World War, Germany was made to compensate for the damages. In the years since, several companies have had to cough up money for oil spills, for nuclear power plant leaks, for gas leaks, for accidents. And here we are talking about millions of people being abducted and enslaved, but Britain refuses to atone for its inhumanity. And FYI, reparations for transatlantic slave trade could add up to $14 trillion. Of course, the UK refuses to pay. Just like it refuses to return stolen goods, be it India's Kohinoor or Ethiopia's manuscripts. Treasures from British colonies decorate the crown and its properties today. They hang on the walls of its museums and palaces, and the UK sees nothing wrong with any of this. It feels no shame or the moral obligation to at least be apologetic, to at least apologize for its historic plunders. Today, Jamaica is setting a trend. It is asking for compensation for historical wrongs. Compensation it is entitled to. Compensation that 54 Commonwealth nations are also entitled to. The Great Britain ruled them all, looted them all. You see, the British Empire was the largest the world has ever seen. It ruled over parts of Africa, Asia, America, Australia, and New Zealand. It squeezed all of them. From Africa, it abducted, trafficked, and enslaved people. Stole Benin bronzes. From Greece, it stole Elgin marbles. From Ethiopia, manuscripts, and from India, it drained $45 trillion. It is time for reparation. And while the world comes together to make China pay, it must not forget to also demand accountability from the British Crown. WION is now available in your country.
Hey, listen. Sometimes, when commentary, especially when you are reporting on stories like this, especially it's so close to home, simply mean we as Jamaican, and as Jamaican, we know that something of this nature or something like this had come to this. It makes me personally feel a little bit bitter in a sense that this is my people and this is how you deal with my people. And it makes me feel, I don't know how it makes you feel, but it makes me feel terrible in a sense that, people like this deal with my family, my ancestors this way. That means them don't care about you. You're going to tell the leader for my country, oh, move on or deal with it or whatever you want to say, right? And I am saying to you that this is how you deal with, man. Only when a man come at you and him say a bad man and him catch you off guard with nothing, him can talk to you them way them. So because them feel like them bigger than us and so forth, them can still, oh, move on. Just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, 12.5 million slaves in them. And the plantation owner them man they get back money because them feel like them lose in a bad deal. So a deal. Hey, you have man will live in England and never got Jamaica yet, but him invest in a plantation down there and buy slave and buy crops and so forth and become billionaire. And still right now, some of them when you see them own the banks of today, them own the pharmaceutical companies of today. Some of them own the gun makers of today. Some of them are the crack and the cocaine owner them of today. Yes. All money I keep turning, ladies and gentlemen, in a real life. For real. Now, I'm going to show you a piece with a slave from under cars. Listen, anywhere them can go get slave, them go get them, you know. And it's a portrait, ladies and gentlemen, that become famous because it's the one time you will see a picture of a black man who doesn't depict a chain around him neck and him foot, or him without shirt and so forth. The one time you see a portrait that was painted by someone from a foreign country, ladies and gentlemen, you will see like this. I want you to take a look at this portrait and listen to the history about this. Roll the dice, TC.
This is not an ordinary portrait. It's called The Fortunate Slave, and it was painted in 1734 by the English painter William Hall. On the surface, it might look like a typical English painting, but what's really special about it is that amongst all the paintings of famous English men and women of the 18th century, this is the very first in which the subject is black. And once you know the story of its subject, Ayuba Suleiman Diallo, you'll see what makes this painting extraordinary. Born and raised in eastern Senegal to a prominent Muslim family, Diallo was known for his great intelligence and memory from a young age. By the time he was 15, he had memorized the entire Quran and familiarized himself with the Maliki school of Islamic law. Unfortunately for Diallo, his life quickly changed from one of study and scholarship to the horror of slavery. Senegal was a major victim of the transatlantic slave trade, and by the age of 30, he was captured, enslaved, and shipped to the United States. Despite the cruelty and abuse he faced, Diallo remained devoted to his Islamic rituals, going into nearby woods to pray 5 times a day. After a child humiliated him and threw dirt in his face during prayer, Diallo decided to flee the plantation, only to be recaptured and imprisoned. Diallo decided to write a letter from prison to his father in Africa. This letter was intercepted by James Edward Oglethorpe, the director of the Royal African Company and the founder of the American colony of Georgia. Upon reading it, Oglethorpe wrote that he was touched by Diallo's words and arranged that Diallo was to be freed and sent over to England. When Diallo arrived in 1733, he was greeted as a free man amongst the people of England. He made friends in the circles of the elite and would often debate with Christian priests and bishops. At a time known for its extreme racial prejudice, people were impressed with his intelligence, monotheistic beliefs, and piety. Diallo was approached by William Hall to paint his now famous portrait. What makes this portrait significant is not just the presence of a black man, it's the way he's depicted. When people of African descent were painted in the 18th century, they were almost always shown in racist and demeaning ways. Facial features were exaggerated unnaturally, and they were never the subject of the painting, usually being reduced to the background as scary and inhuman figures. This portrait was the first to depict an African Muslim ex-slave as not only human, but noble. His posture and frontal direction were chosen to make him more likable, and his expression is pleasant, rather than evil or disturbed. However, what really stands out is the red book hung around his neck. This book is one of 3 Qur'ans Diallo had written purely from memory during his imprisonment. In many ways, this portrait sums up his incredible story. A profoundly religious West African man, enslaved and abused, who won respect and freedom from a society that believed he was inferior, and who throughout his years in slavery never lost pride in his identity as a black Muslim.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at something like that and what do you depict from it, the struggles that we go through at times, and you know, all you want to do is just to be all you can be. You know, you don't have a choice to choose what complexion or what you know, ethnicity you want to be coming into. You don't even choose what gender you want to be when coming into this world. But you know, when you come into this world and you have an obligation as a man or a woman, you know, you just do your due diligence and do whatever it takes to be a good man in society. But society put all these stumbling blocks in your way, enhancing failure. They want to ensure that you know, you fail at some point, because guess what? They benefit from your failure, my failure, our failure. That's how they benefit. And them create system called AKA justice system, so them can benefit from our failure. So all these systems are created, ladies and gentlemen, but yet still, you do have those who still have the mindset, my people, they still have the mindset to want to call us minority. They want to call us Negro or nigger. They want to call us, you know, those, them, they. For real. And what we do, ladies and gentlemen, we see our sons and our daughters twerking away. We see our sons and our daughters not want to be one with who they are in terms of their complexion, so they go forth and them bleach out themselves till you don't even recognize them. You see our sons are transforming into women and our daughters are transforming into men, and they are confined and conformed to the new world culture. And now our sons and daughters at a tender age are answering back parents in a tone like they are equal. Then society have put down a set of rules and mandated into law to say that we cannot physically or verbally abuse our child, because together they sit in their boardrooms and come up with these terminologies like ADD and all these things, and saying that we are the one traumatizing our sons and daughters, and at the same time they are the ones who are making the money from our sons and daughters from juve come up to main prison. Ends. They will eliminate or separate you from reprimanded or disciplining your child in the way or the manner that he or she should be. And with that being said, here is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. When you cannot tell your daughter that this is not the right way, this is the wrong way, what happened is they're faced with a decision on their own, because now you are put in a predicament between a rock and a hard place. Hence why our sons and daughters most often make poor decisions, even with some simple things such as credit. Your son and daughter develop a bad credit. By the time them reach 17, 18, 20, 21, they must struggle to cope in this world that we're living in right now. Now you tell me, my people, honestly, do you see us prevailing? Do you see us progressing? Or do you see us in the same cycle where we have been day in, day out? Like we have been cursed? No, we're not. What we have been is programmed, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to deprogram ourselves. We get up every day, I try beat the clock. We set the clock, but still I try beat the clock. You set the clock for alarm 4, 5, 6 in the morning, while they get up and they go to the gym first thing first, and then they go to their favorite spa afterwards, after which them stop at their favorite snack shop, whether it be a coffee shop or smoothie shop, ladies and gentlemen, and get their favorite coffee or smoothie. And then they take them time truckle come in, and then someone from them come through the door, one of you or one of me, I run behind them. Sir, here is your today's agenda, and you have this meeting, and you're like, yeah, and you keep walking. If you and when you and I of this complexion do anything of that, you and I are the first to tear our brothers and sisters, or them bossy, or them show off. But you don't say that when the other group is living it. Remember, you tell them to fake it till them make it. So now that them reach it and I do it, why now them become show off and bossy? things that make you go, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to show you a piece where I always watch this brother. And this brother, you know what I mean? This brother speak up for black people. Young Turk. Speak up for black people, ladies and gentlemen. From the very first time I've been watching him for quite a while now. A couple of years I've been watching his program. Before him even make certain network. You know what I mean? I know that he make it to certain network. He haven't taken his foot off the gas pedal. Him still a press gas. Even more now, he must floor it. And he must speak up on the issues of you and I, of our complexion. He's not of our complexion. And if you see him, and if he is by DNA, you won't see it on the physical. But trust me, him there in a black people corner. I'ma like it. Here's his take, ladies and gentlemen, on the situation that happens to Marbury. Let's roll the dice on this one.
Asking us to talk about history, the history of the South. This is in Georgia. What happened in Georgia? There were savages in Georgia. It was the ancestors of the white right-wingers. They were absolute savages. They murdered people. They lynched people. They raped people. They enslaved people. They took babies from their mothers and sold them as property. You want to talk about savages? Your ancestors were the biggest savages the world has ever seen. So don't you dare call a black man a savage after you murdered him. Don't you dare do that. I'm so sick of African Americans being called violent when the world's worst violence was done to them, not by them, to them, not by them. For God's sake, you want to do racist stereotypes? If it fit anywhere, and it doesn't. But if it fit anywhere, it would certainly fit white right-wingers in the South who has hundreds of years of history of being savages. Savages. They snatched babies and they sold them as property and they raped their mothers. Savages. That's what they were. You want to talk about stereotypes? Screw all of you who still defend that Confederacy, that monstrosity. Anyone who defends that is a barbaric savage.
That's why they don't want to teach American history in public schools. That's why there's been a strong orchestrated effort to prevent the teaching of anything that you just mentioned right now. Because, hey, God forbid that, children learn about the real savages in this country's history, right? Let's go ahead and dehumanize people over their toenails, but let's also erase the part of our history that, yes, is dark, that's awful, but is the truth.
You know what white right-wingers did in the South? And they did this for hundreds of years. In a lynching, they not only hung the person, they burned the person, and then they cut off their genitalia. And in the midst of doing all this, I swear to God, you could look it up in the history books. They had a picnic around the body. And then they would take home pieces of the charred body for memorabilia. They would have the kids, their kids, go pick pieces of the body off. And then after they did all of that, they had the temerity to call black people violent. No, no more, no more. You don't ever get to call a black person violent. You don't ever get to do that. So if you're a white right-winger in the South, don't cry about, oh no, my beloved ancestors. Your ancestors were not beloved. They weren't. They were monsters. So I said it because it's true. How you react to that is up to you. You can say, hey, that was terrible. They shouldn't have done that.
Young Turks, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I tell you, I applaud that brother day in, day out. Hopefully one day I can get him here on the show because honestly, from the day I start watching that brother has been fighting for justice for black people from day one. And you can hear the passion in his voice and how he felt. And listen, you too have to realize that it's there, it's written somewhere there. This is, I can't believe that you guys, when you read this thing called the Bible and believe in the Bible and everything, but every other history book, when you take it as, oh, that's science and technology. As my friend Sean Kettle would say, that right now, let me just read that post if I can find it here. So, they have put us into a modernized Sodom and Gomorrah with science and technology. And with the vaccine is the modernized version of the mark of the beast and the flood. We are in a modernized scientific version of the end time of this Bible movie scripture. For real. I believe in my brother. We are. We are. It's the naked truth. We are. We are in that right now. This is where we're going right now, ladies and gentlemen. But I can tell you this much, that there are maybe just a handful of persons out there like myself who think outside the box. And maybe you are steadfast, the believer that believes in, whether you believe in your science, or you believe in your Bible, or you believe in your political leader. You know what I mean? But I am just here to say to you that it's modern day slavery going on right now. Slavery is still going on. It has been reconstructed. It has been reset. And, you know, don't believe that anything that is profitable, nobody just get up one day and just say, me no want profit no more from this. They have found a way to legalize slavery, ladies and gentlemen. Why would they abolish slavery if that was so profitable for them? Think about it. What would be the reason for you to say, me no want to make no more money no more? Who you know does that? Who you know does that? Because them find a new way. All right, so here we are going. You know, people have been crying out and people have been complaining. So let's find a new way how to make this money still, but a different method of punishment or a different means. Let's give this, because listen, you know, who bring up the phrase, in order to make money you have to spend money? But don't talk, drop the mic. Oh, as a journalist, drop the pen. Yeah, for real. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to make money you have to spend money. Them not believe, you don't ever for 1 minute or a second believe that these people abolish slavery because them don't want to make no more money. They have found a new way how to make money, but them cannot go forward with it if them still have slavery going on. So we have to get rid of this and implement this. Hence, we come up to that expiration time there, and we in a new time to get rid of this and implement this. What me I talk about this? The vaccine. And the same cycle come back round again, ladies and gentlemen. Look how it got affected. Remember, slavery was a world thing, you know. The biggest country them you know in the world, where them say them civilize the world, then so to speak. Let's use that word. They are the one that civilize the world, bring the world to civilization. All right, we are talking about England. We are talking, even this great country, you know, man, was owned and run and operated, you know, by British, you know. So therefore, you know, America got their independence from who? If you were free, no need independence from nobody. Simply mean if they have gotten independent, somebody must have had it. So guess who? The British them. So you have the British them. You have the French them. You have the Spain. Them people that say feel like at them go around and create civilization, so to speak, right? And them modernize the world. And them are the world leader. Then here comes from out of nowhere a place where have the oldest religion in the book, you know, man. You have Hinduism, you know, all them people that never come about for lock down the place. Or the African them, where they are the mother of civilization. Them never mentioned in the old thing. So they were what? What them call them? What a group of people they call them, where they go and kill our people for them land call them? Uncivilized. That's what they call them. Oh, they are uncivilized. How dare you to tell the people them, coming at people in place, don't understand nothing about them culture, but yet still yeah, demonize them culture. How they're uncivilized. Because them now do things your way. Guess what you find out, so now, ladies and gentlemen? Today's date, you have husband and wife are bickering argument because one want to do for them way, or them just don't understand the other person's way. What? People not allowed to think anymore and cannot speak of how they feel anymore. Wait, what are that going now? If a doctor now can get fired because she made the decision or he made the decision and say, I do not want to administer vaccine to my patient. I do not want to take the vaccine. Well, you can't be a part of our system. Then wait till they say, slavery is still in effect, ladies and gentlemen. The old slave mill runs still. It's still well oiled and running. That's what that tells you. It's still going on right before your eye. That's why you need a specs to see, to enhance your sight, your vision, ladies and gentlemen, so you can see that it's still going on. It is. The old slave miller runs still, well oiled. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a quick break and come right back. When we come right back, we'll just dive into, because I see the segue out segue. We're coming right back to this new strain where them have right now and the politicalism. Them a draw a bad card, but them a got hired to see what face. But soon forward back. I'll take a quick break and come back, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, the thing get rough, man. Some of them now go take it, man. If you can't take the heat, log off, man. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. FLEXX FM, the naked truth.
Hi, and happy holidays to you. This holiday, we're going to be flexing the flex way, which means we're going to be safe and secure, but we're still going to be kind to others. I'm Gabby Flex, and I have my show on FLEXX FM every Monday, 7 to 8, and every Wednesday from 6 to 8. But today, I'm here to wish you not only a wonderful holiday season, but a safe holiday season, so that we can have you watching FLEXXFM.online every single day. Why not? Because FLEXX FM is the best FM. It's my FM, it's your FM. Are you going to tell a friend to tell a friend? So it's their FM too. Let's have a wonderful holiday season the FLEXX way. Take care.
In a world where one station sees the needs to give back to its people, that's FLEXXFM.
I had dreams that weren't just dreams.
Grab some popcorn, drinks, and the family, and log on to FLEXXFM.online each and every Monday at 8 p.m. for Movie Monday.
House of Atreides, there is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
Smile, Gurney.
I am smiling.
That's every Monday at 8 p.m. Watch a movie with us for a chance to win some amazing prizes on FLEXXFM.online.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up.
It's Movie Mondays on FLEXX FM.
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
Station that matters.
Sellers, buyers, homeowners, everyone. The Barrett Group is here to get you the home you need. Selling a home or property? The Barrett Group can be reached at 954-306-8607 to find out how much your home is worth. Buyers, interest rates are at an all-time low. The Barrett Group, 954-306-8607, located at 4977 North State Road 7, Tamarack, Florida. The Barrett Group, South Florida's real estate providers. Thanks, Barrett Group, for your kind sponsorship of this radio station.
FAMU Mary and the Galleon Foundation presents the Caribbean Food and Rum Festival. Come and enjoy a wide variety of rums, food, and lots of fun with live performances from Third World, Barrington Levy, Allison Hines, Patrice Robert, Peter Ram, Julian Believe, and many more. Now on Sunday, December the 12th at Arts Park, downtown Hollywood. Tickets available at CaribbeanVillage.net. Must adhere to all COVID-19 protocols to enter venue.
Hi everyone, listening to the sound of my voice. This is Nigel, aka BMG. On behalf of myself, my family, and the FLEXX family, I want to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and a safe holiday season. And remember, FlexFM.online is the place to be. Happy holiday, everyone.
Vaccine, come for your vaccine. Now your back arching, the syringe gone in. Vaccine, I get a vaccine. Vaccine, I get a vaccine. Vaccine, come for your vaccine. Now your back arching, the syringe gone in. Vaccine.
It's over, there's no turning back now, baby. So I'm leaving you alone, 'cause lovers can't be friends.
Hi, I'm Trisha with FLEXX FM Media Group, and on behalf of the entire FLEXX FM family, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a happy holiday season and a prosperous new year. Please remember, drink responsibly and always tune into www.flexfm.online. That's FLEXXFM.online. Have a great holiday season. Thank you.
FAMU Mary and the Galleon Foundation presents the Caribbean Food and Rum Festival. Come and enjoy a wide variety of rums, food, and lots of fun with live performances from Third World. Barrington Levy, Allison Hines, Patrice Robert, Peter Ram, Julian Believe, and many more. Now on Sunday, December the 12th at Arts Park, downtown Hollywood. Tickets available at CaribbeanVillage.net. Must adhere to all COVID-19 protocols to enter venue.
The following program contains language and scenes that some viewers might find objectionable. Discretion in viewing is advised.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I want to say maximum respect to, of course, G. Gregory Cole, aka G. Cole. Welcome, my brother. It's a pleasure having you here at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're down to the final wire now of the show. It's simply being the last hour of the show. If you're just joining us, then you miss a whole lot. Let me just give you a quick recap of what was discussed in our previous show, ladies and gentlemen. The compensation, Jamaica seeking compensation from England, which is Britain, for the whole slavery foolishness for them that have with ancestors and with people them in them. Them don't want to compensate us for Windrush. Slavery thing way before that we get compensated for. Good luck on that one there, for real. Wish you guys all the best. Yeah, if we get some others. So I'm gonna tell the Jamaican government they need new friends, they need new allies. Someone if I say, yeah, you know, I true not talk. I know look a bit on Talawa on Talawa, yes, but on can't in numbers back on yourself against them giants, yeah. So here we're going, we're gonna stand up with them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But guess what? The giants, the people, the giants, them wanna have in the corners and our allies and our friends. And them are bigger friends. Them would have more to lose with them than with Uno little Jamaica. So therefore we're not gonna always be last on the book for assist. You think if you come to the US and say, I want to help we if you go to England and get some reparation funding for slave, the slavery with them, the thing with them abuse with slavery and so forth, the US are going to say yes. The US have more to lose for join forces with you against England than for join forces with England against you. For real. 'Cause remember, that's who them get for them independence from too. What the hell? We're not smart to them. We're not smart. Castro was smart. We're not smart, man. For real. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll also talk about the modern day slavery and how slavery right now today. The modern thing that's going on, and how is it that we today have been abused more than even, hey, we get some serious lashing worse than we ancestors them, you know. At least we ancestors them, they know so them a slave, and that is expected. You feel like you're not, you feel like you're a free man, but still I get the lashing. Which one more wickeder? No, for real. Our ancestors they must say, I say, boy, I'm glad when I live in a phone time. Because when I got you wickeder than where we did got you. We didn't know. We get captured again, so we don't come and we know we have to do that. But you know, after I do it, but yet still feel like you're free. Free what? Let me explain to you, so you don't free and a modern day slavery are going on. Ladies and gentlemen, 2021 this, and we have seen some things that is happening. There's some laws that has been passed, some mandate that has been made. And those things are affecting our life, our livelihood. Those of you who are businessmen and women and have to do business overseas, and this is how you eat your bread and butter, and you have to transport because you have to do the export, import thing, and you have to go overseas, go make deal. Because of your stand, whether that be a religious reason, that you don't take the vaccine, whatever the reason is, and you do not take the vaccine, they make it hard for you to go do business. So simply mean, them not care about you, your business, now your family, who you have to feed. Right now, this we are dealing with. You hear me know say we are going to foolishness and the whole of this vaccine. I know them are come at me now. It's only a matter of time, for real. It's either them create a law, so me spread propaganda law and want to penalize them for propaganda. So me spread propaganda on the vaccine. But ladies and gentlemen, anytime them come up with any such thing law, I want to tell you this. Remember, if you go to a lawyer and you say to a lawyer, I want to know something where you say about TC, the lawyer gonna say, I can't tell you because it's a client and lawyer statute that them have where they're not at liberty to tell you what's going on. And they will tell any legal entity or government body the same thing, and that law uphold. So why is it that the law for a doctor and patient privacy and all this thing, why that can't uphold? Oh, wait. The pen and the paper, we mandate something. So because we mandate it in our crisis, which is the pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, that means you have to go around whatever that is. So that means that couldn't be a law then. If you can just go and just rewrite that and say get rid of that and so forth. It cannot be a law, man. For real, man. My people, man. Make we understand what's going on. Alright. We could trickle down this in a whole different way, you know. A whole different term, ladies and gentlemen. So, why is it the government, not only this country, but some countries around the world, but this country takes a more serious stance at it. Why is it the government, ladies and gentlemen, is actually firing and getting rid of or de-associating themselves from doctors and nurses who take a different path in minister to COVID-19? And why is it wrong for a doctor or a nurse to say that, no, I don't want to? Because, hey, it look bad pandemic for a doctor or a nurse will study all the day of them life. And you, same one, confidently pass them because they say you are now certified to go work on the public. That means you give them the certificate of use to say go forth and go minister medicine to people out there. Even me myself, if I should get sick. Remember now, who do that to them? And them pass themselves, you know, them have to go through your process, you know. Them go pay all this money in getting your degree where you said them have to get in order to practice here now. Watch your foolishness now, ladies and gentlemen. They went through the whole process, pay everything right. Some of them still have this empty student loan. Many know people who are doctors and nurses who have some hell of a student loan, who are pay $1,000 a month on student loan, dear than mortgage and rent and all sitting, dear than car payment. People still are pay nurses and doctors and loans so them take out to get this degree. If you come tell them, say, you can't practice because you don't take a vaccine, that, my friend, is communism. That, my friend, is communism. Yes, you are no different from Russia. You are no different from China. No different. Policies are not just right. It's like you say, they and them. You are no freaking different. You dear sir. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, If a doctor go tell you say them not take it, them must know why because them study feet. Me not study feet, you know. And sometimes we go off of what them say, you know. More so than ever, you know, because they are the one that pass your system, that goes through your system and get qualified, so them can come tell me I should them write a prescription and say take 2 of this 2 times a day, 4 times a day, and so it go. That means right now a nurse and a doctor can't talk to me if the government not trust them. That means they can't talk to me then because the government not trust them. And them legalize, you know, and them not trust, you know. Them are fire on all this thing. You see the hypocrisy what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We could dive a little bit more into the hypocrisy that's going on, for real. Now, if you get rid of all the nurses and doctor them, we decide to them now do this, then who are going to take care of we in them new strain we are come about? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, who is going to take care of us when they get rid of the doctors and the nurses? The Secretary of State, the Congress, the Senate. We just want to know. It's a question, you know. Who is going to take care of us, ladies and gentlemen, when the government get rid of the people who's supposed to be eligible to take care of us? Are them going to do it? You see the hypocrisy we are going? All right. Here's what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to show you a Houston doctor who resigned. And I want to listen carefully to what she says, because what she says makes dollars. It makes more than sense to me. It makes dollars. This is why I know this is all political and this is all money. The juggies are at it again. For real. We have a war on drugs in the 80s. It reversed back in 2021. You're wicked. For real. And every time we talk about this thing, Facebook sends something. But don't watch them. FlexFM.online, ladies and gentlemen. Alright? So my people, I'm going to roll the dice on this video right here. And I want you guys to watch this carefully with me and listen carefully because we're going to dissect it in our way. Alright, so I'm going to roll the dice now up on that one here. 2, 6 more on.
Who was suspended and then resigned over controversial treatment for COVID will be speaking out.
Dr. Mary Bowden will speak out against Houston Methodist, her former employer. Our Brittany Jeffers is following the story. She has more from the Med Center this morning. Brittany?
Yes, a lot to discuss here. And following her resignation, the doctor did release a lengthy statement saying, in part, quote, "I will not be silent for giving my advice. I took an oath." As you mentioned, she plans to discuss this more at length later today. That'll be happening in just a few hours. Dr. Mary Bowden says she resigned from Methodist Hospital because she claims they attacked her medical views on vaccines and COVID treatment.
I feel like I'm being turned on by my colleagues.
This interview was on Saturday when the ear, nose, and throat specialist at BreatheMD spoke with KPRC. At the time, some of her tweets on social media regarding vaccine mandates, ivermectin, and prioritizing the unvaccinated had landed her in hot water. Houston Methodist suspended Dr. Bowden's hospital privileges because they say she's spreading dangerous information about COVID treatments. In a series of tweets, Houston Methodist said, quote, "Dr. Bowden is using her social media accounts to express her personal and political opinions about the COVID-19 vaccine and treatments. These opinions, which are harmful to the community, did not reflect reliable medical evidence or the values of Houston Methodist." In response, Dr. Bowden recently released this statement, saying in part, quote, "I do not want to be part of an institution that treats its doctors the way they do. Quote, they have tried to paint me as dangerous simply because my views may be different than theirs about the efficacy of vaccines and possible treatment decisions. That is what is dangerous. I want what is best for my patients." So again, that news conference is scheduled for 11 o'clock this afternoon. Reporting live in the Med Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you this much. Dr. Bowden, mad love, mad respect. Stand your ground, stand your ground, stand your ground. I am standing with you. Stand your ground, my sister. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who haven't seen the interview and that where she get a little bit emotional and stuff like that, I can tell you this. We are going to roll the dice on that too, so you can get to see a little bit piece of it. Not much, but a little piece of her statement, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Dr. Bowden, which is saying, she's not doing anything dangerous. And I want you to know that she's not doing anything dangerous, ladies and gentlemen, for real. And I'm going to explain to you why she's not doing anything dangerous. Hold on, let's roll the dice for that one now. All right, watch this video.
Doctor is defending herself after parting ways with Houston Methodist. The hospital says she was suspended last week for posting misinformation about COVID-19.
Now, Dr. Mary Bowden has resigned. Stephanie Whitfield has both sides of this story.
It's just completely ridiculous.
Dr. Mary Bowden was suspended from Houston Methodist before ever admitting a patient. She says trouble started when she decided to focus on unvaccinated patients at her private practice. People she claims were being discriminated against.
Am I going to enforce it? Probably not. You know, I'm not the type of person to just turn people away, but I was trying to make a point.
Dr. Bowden says her social media posts were also a problem for the hospital. She tweeted opposing vaccine mandates and in favor of giving some COVID patients ivermectin. It's a drug federal health officials say has not been proven safe and effective in treating the virus. The hospital released a statement saying these opinions, which are harmful to the community, do not reflect reliable medical evidence or the values of Houston Methodist.
The government and Methodist Hospital, it's one size fits all, no matter what. And if you voice any concerns, then you're attacked, you're bullied, and that's China. That's not America.
Houston Methodist says Dr. Bowden was suspended for spreading dangerous misinformation, which is not based in science.
I'm not a quack. I went to Stanford. I'm a mom. I have 4 kids. I want the best for my patients. I'm not dangerous.
Dr. Bowden has resigned her privileges, parting ways with the hospital for good.
I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing because I'm helping people.
Stephanie Whitfield, KH.
Listen, part ways from them, yeah. I support your movements, for real. Roll up my dice thing. Yes, part ways from them, man. I am 100% in support of you parting ways from them. Because you want me know, that just simply mean that, so this is where it starts, It take 1, 2. Remember, even the dice that we roll here, it have a 1, it have a 2, 3, goes all the way up to 6, right? All right, so part ways. So you soon get other people that join him on, for real. Now, ladies and gentlemen, she administers something totally different. I've gotten COVID. I catch it, yes. I am here. It has been it's been a while now since I catch COVID. And when I catch COVID, all they gave me was, they gave me a letter to give my employer and said to me that, here's what. Tell the employer that you have COVID and you're going to be off for 11 days. 11 days, ladies and gentlemen. All right, couple days shy, 2 weeks. Now, if this is such a wicked and dangerous thing, COVID, I may catch it up, because me alone are going to depression now and fret now, But because my willpower is different, that means an outside the box person thinker, outside the box thinker. Guess what, now? When them give me that now, I wait for them to give me a prescription. You don't give me nothing. So how you going to fire somebody where minister something to somebody when you know that it don't really need nothing more than you just take some time off and go get some rest, and it's like a flu virus? Or you know that, and you know that the persons who it affect dearly and deeply are those who have underlying illness. So when you question me and ask me if me have this and have that, you outrule all of that. But when you know say, oh, I'm fit and healthy, I'm good, me don't need nothing more than go get some rest, then you tell me now why you go fire somebody who administers something because them know and give the people them your vaccine. Only is a set of wicked, as she said and me said and we said, that are not America policies, that are China and Russia them, some communist policy we not going with, some dictatorship we not deal with, and that we not deal with people who move and go. That me I tell you now. Well, I'm not a dictator. You never give me a drugs for take and say this will help you get through it. Never. You never give me a prescription, nothing at all. Then you gotta tell me about vaccine. Moving the backside and stop them people about vaccine. Hey, listen. 1, you're going to see 2, and you're going to see 3, and you're going to see a lot more nurses who go through the process and study and pass them exam just so them can practice. You pass these people and then now, it just shows the set, when is a set of hypocrite, because as Sean says, Sean Kettle in England says, doctors are salesmen for big pharmaceutical companies, ladies and gentlemen, which are modernized snake oil salesman from the Wild West TC, for real. Now, doctors who speak out are treated like the erotic research now. All right, so I'm gonna research that for real. Over 500 years, ladies and gentlemen, them thing are go on. A doctor is a salesman, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to tell you this: the herbalist persons where you see out there deal with the natural farmer things. If you talk to them, they will tell you the natural way to go about to fight and combat COVID. All the strain of them have right now. Don't worry yourself. It all boils down to your immune system. No matter what drugs them give you, it no matter what kind of vaccine them give you, it boils down to your immune system at the end of the day, my people. Yes, send me a knock it or me and spread propaganda, because true, she go up on her social media page and she talk how she feel. We never know so people can't talk how them feel nowadays. That's a wicked act, man. So now I find a way for penalize and lock up and punish people because they must speak how them feel. So you tell me, say, you cannot say to yourself, I do not want to put a tattoo on my skin, or I do not want an abortion, or I refuse a vaccine. I refuse to take your medication. You tell me, say, we don't have that before we did, but no, we don't. Because when I say, yo, this is not the only way, ladies and gentlemen. I lie them I tell. Me spread it then, since I don't want to say. I lie them I tell. Me catch COVID already. And me can't tell you. And like me I speak off on a propaganda or something me I sip on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or TikTok. No. Who feels it knows it. And me I speak from my opinion. And you can't tell me say me can't speak my opinion. Oh yeah, you can, but not on our platform. That's why I say, that's why I need to go to my platform then, FLEXXFM.online. And I speak it there, some people. Some of them wicked. All right, let me show you a video of some more doctors, ladies and gentlemen, where actually these workers were fired for refusing to get vaccination. Them fire them people here. So I could roll the dice on that one here. Hold on them. I want a 6-4. 10 more on that one here. Roll the dice on that one here.
Feel secure in my decision. I don't know the long-term effects.
I opted to take the unpaid leave.
Karen Roses is a patient care technician at a New York hospital. Rob Erbst, a married father of 3 boys, spent 17 years at a New York City high school as a phys ed teacher. Raquel Martinez is a pediatric occupational therapist. They all reached the same conclusion about vaccine mandates. Why did you decide to put your livelihood on the line?
I felt like I didn't have much of a choice in the matter, that I was being forced to do something, to put something into my body.
I felt that what they were doing, what they have done, is they've basically held for ransom your health insurance, your benefits, your livelihood, your career in some cases.
A decision pulling at Raquel's heart.
My last task at my job was laminating hearts for my students. And I was able to place them in boxes. I'm getting very emotional because I miss them.
The consequences go beyond emotion. Financially, can you see yourself continuing?
We have discussed the possibilities of having to sell our house, having to find a new place to live.
Does anything keep you awake at night?
Yeah, fear of the future, not knowing, what's going to happen next. Am I going to be able to get a job? Or are we going to be able to keep our home? Losing a significant portion of your income just like that, where you weren't able to prepare, it's shocking.
But for them, concerns about the vaccine more frightening than losing their jobs. Are you afraid that being vaccinated will hurt you?
There's too many unknowns for me to be comfortable with it. I think we need to allow for adequate science and studies to be done.
Rob believes because he already had COVID, he's protected. Research shows the vaccines are overwhelmingly effective and safe, and antibody levels do wane over time after infection. What do you say when people say it's just selfish not to think of the larger community and just to think of yourself?
Well, it's selfish to think that an individual or a government is going to take away my right to choose what's best for me. Wouldn't that be selfish?
I don't think anybody should impose their beliefs on me for what I choose not to do.
What would you need to hear to change your mind?
I don't think there's anything I need to hear.
if my spirit is telling me this is not right for me, I'm going to listen to my intuition every time. I'm not saying not ever. I'm just saying not yet, not for me.
Taking a firm stand and now figuring out how to live with it. Rahima Ellis, NBC News, New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thanks to NBC for that piece, and just so you know, that was ripped from YouTube. All right, so we get that piece from YouTube. So hold on there. Now we get that footage. And what I feel like saying, I mean, go take the people and footage, I mean, go video, and then me I show it. So we don't have to go to NBC, then we don't have to go to YouTube, then we don't come to me after. Can we notice now about style I go on like say we I show something for you. No, listen, it's not, I mean, what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, is just highlighting some things here to show you that there are a lot of doctors out there, like those that you have seen in those clippings, that are taking the stand. And yes, we as human beings, as people, come on, let's get back to the respect of human beings and individuals. We have voices to you, man. Why you want to take away our voices, man? Why? Who tell you that we need you to think for us? Should we give you a vote? Remember, everybody is replaceable, Everybody is replaceable, man. Remember, you're not the first president, nor you won't be the last, my lord. And don't misconstrue me when I use those words either. Simply mean, election is coming up soon. Right now, you have the lowest approval ratings of any president, my lord. That means you must be doing something wrong. And I am saying here, why are you so hardball on what is going on in the circle right now? No, every time we come out with new strain. All right, so now the government and the big bad and mighty, and people can't think for themselves. And when I go on like say, we are shepherd and we are just sheep, and anyway, we say if we lead, we forgot. But make us show you say, people are people, and you and AI, you are people too. And remember, even after presidency, you're going to come back to normal, my lord. You're going like say you're normal right now, but you will come back to normal. Let me say this to you, my people. Them, we are giving the law and mandate this. How much of them are vaccinated? How much percentage of them? Some of them are going vaccinated just like we the people, But how many percentage of them? And the one them that are not vaccinated are the ones that are going to find the loophole in the clause where them make say, all right, because me not going to take it, but me going to have a reason of such, say, boy, based on my religious, this, that, me not going to take it. So why that can apply for all of us? Ladies and gentlemen, what percentage of CDC employees are vaccinated? I think this go down in the house wicked, and I want to watch the response from this young lady or this young man or whosoever they are. When the question was asked, listen to how they answered. 6 pound of dice, yeah. Roll it.
Dr. Walensky, couple things. As I walked in, I came in late. One of either you or Dr. Fauci were saying that the reason that we're not saying that natural immunity is protective as is a vaccine, even though there's recent publications showing that 6 to 8 months out, 92% of those with natural immunity have T cells, B cells, and antibodies that would be considered adequate to protect. And indeed, B cell continues to climb. That we don't have data. Now, in your response to Mr. Casey, you just mentioned that CDC has access to tens of thousands of EHRs. And I've been told that HHS or CDC has access to patient identifiable data as to who tests positive. So I do that as a prologue. If we don't know that natural immunity confers protection against future infection, it's because we've decided not to look. Because I've learned that there is a cohort of people that we know have been previously infected. We've got the bench research showing that the triad of antibodies, T cells, and B cells are there, and that 92% of them are still there at 6 months out. So why have we not done the research showing that natural immunity confers protection against recurrent infection?
Yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to clarify this point, because I understand the question.
First of all, let me just reiterate that our current stand after reviewing 96 papers and a scientific brief on this issue is that everyone who's been previously infected should be vaccinated.
But that's not my question.
Right, agreed. And part of the challenge here is, as you know, the infection-induced immunity and the biases associated with retrospectively looking at the data. Several of those papers that we reviewed for that brief have demonstrated that the kind of disease that you had at the time you had it matters. Did you have disease a year and a half ago? Were you an older person?
Can I stop you for a second?
Were you?
We could do this prospectively because you know who is actually, apparently I'm told you've got patient identifiable data, and you would be able to say, okay, 6 months ago, we're going to start everybody infected within the last 6 months and be able to follow their EHR prospectively to see this. I mean, theoretically, CDC has the ability to do this right now.
Yeah, that too would have its own biases. So one of the things that we have demonstrated in the scientific brief is that asymptomatic and mildly symptomatic people who might not present to their providers, might present to an urgent care clinic, who might not be recorded in their own EHR, likely have less robust protection than those who've been severely
But that could be established prospectively if using the data that you have. And you could even say, if you had symptomatic infection, you don't need to be vaccinated. We would consider you immune. You don't have to be subjected to the mandate. But
if we had data that demonstrated a correlation of protection, Dr. Fauci already mentioned data that they're working on to look at correlates of protection, not just in antibodies, but as you noted, in T cell function as well. So if we were able to document a correlate of protection, we absolutely could prospectively
this paper
follow.
that I'm reading from NIH speaks that there is durable memory of the virus up to 8 months after infection in 95% of the people who recovered, including B cells, which continue to climb, T cells, and antibodies. And I'm also saying you could do it clinically because we have data that's patient identifiable that we could go back and look and see if they were exposed. They could be in a hot spot like Louisiana where you know they're being exposed, and then you would see, not just by lab data, but empirically. I can tell you the American people intuitively understand this, and they feel a little bit like we're being willfully blind to it. I have limited time. Let me just ask you something else. What percent of CDC employees are vaccinated?
We're actively encouraging vaccination in all of our employees and doing a lot of education and outreach in order to get our agency fully vaccinated.
But the percent?
I don't have that for you today.
I'm told that some north of 75% of CDC employees at headquarters are still working remotely. Is that correct?
We are following regulations through HHS and the federal government.
No, that's not my question. I apologize to be rude, but I'm asking a very straightforward question. I've been told that north of 75% of employees at CDC headquarters are working remotely. Is that correct?
Senator, I don't actually know the number off the top of my head.
Okay, when you
so
look
I'd
down
have
the
to-
hallway, are there empty desks? Are over 50% of the desks empty?
Senator, I don't have the numbers off the top of my head. What I will tell you is that we're working closely within HHS and the administration to follow the governmental rules for return to
There was a
work.
recent GAO report that shows, and released in the last 2 weeks, that there's been no coordinated response from the federal government to get people back into work. Now, if there's any agency that, since we're teachers in Fulton County are back at work, that the caseload of COVID in Fulton County is about 88. At its peak, it was 606. If what I've been told by someone who frankly kind of knows, that people in laboratories are not showing up. I have no clue how laboratory workers who presumably are vaccinated wearing PPE would consider themselves eligible to stay at home. I say this because I just want to echo, we got to lead by example in the federal government. If our public health agencies don't have enough confidence in the immunization and in the PPE to go back to work, fighting infectious diseases, there's going to be a lot of undermining of a willingness to further fund public health.
We absolutely have our essential labs back at work conducting their essential research towards this response. And we are following the regulations and providing technical assistance and technical support to the federal government for return to work policies.
One more thing, Angus King and I had sent a letter dated February the 25th asking about genomic surveillance. We've still not received a response. You referenced it in your earlier remarks. Both Senator King and I would appreciate a response.
We'll get back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I yield.
Thank you. I'm going to go vote. The next 4 senators I have in my order are Senator Baldwin, Marshall, Rosen, and Murkowski. I will return.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So we're here today to discuss the road ahead on the pandemic response, and I fear that that road will be a rocky one if we forget the lessons that we've learned thus far.
Mama, boy. Listen, if the government, people them must stay home, but yet still teachers have to go back out, people like me and you have to go back out, then the new strain of them I talk about, ladies and gentlemen, then as I said, anytime a report come in, a data come in to their desk, you know, the one that come in as I say confidential, so only them alone see it and me and you see it. This is what I know, say, yo, you can't chat to me, because I be a hypocrite up the say, you know. I be hypocrisy going, you know. Because everything will come to them confidential now. We, the public, not the dark, you know. There's no transparency between government and the people. This is why them can do what they want to do with us, because there's no transparency. Them have them press thing and everything. So the press are not speaking on our behalf. That means that we need for God to go ask. We need to give us press pass so we can come in and ask the relevant questions, because the network them were in a bed with one side or in a bed with the other side. Now, what the questions what they're asking is joke question if you ask me. I mean, I'm not no media house, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying I am not hearing the relevant question that relates to me and you where this COVID is concerned, that relates to the persons them who want to get fired, that relates to those of you in government who not taking the vaccine but yet still mandated for people like us to take it, who still traveling and still doing a thing. Now there's a new strain coming out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to explain to you now, I know that this thing is a real joke thing. There's a new strain of COVID coming out, and it's out already. Yes, it's out. And that virus, ladies and gentlemen, right now them say them ban a couple of countries and them still are ban countries just to prevent it from come to the US or other countries where a ban it or stop it from go there. But let me tell you this, the foolishness with this. So if the vaccine, listen carefully, people, listen. If you give me Tylenol for headache, right, and me start have heartburn, should I take the Tylenol for heartburn or should I take a thumb for heartburn? So, oh, you're going to give me the vaccine here for this strain and then a new strain come out. That means this now can't work when the new strain ever come out. So we're going to need more vaccine, a different type of vaccine now. So this is when I get vaccine till you're not dead in this. Vaccine are going to kill off the whole land in this. Watch and see. Here white are going to kill enough now. Because new strain are come out now. So now going to need a new pep up now. The boots can't help you, you know. Because the boots are come out for the strain that was there before, you know. So this is a new strain now. So that means we need Pfizer and Moderna. We need Astica where them want name, Johnson & Johnson where them want name. And then people if you can make different dosage now. Now Johnson & Johnson provide a 1-dose method vaccine, ladies and gentlemen. Say one stone kill all bird, right? Must that? Because guess what? A new strain is out now. And that probably here already. By the time when you catch up on it, it's here already. Because I want to open the country just the other day. Yo, listen to the trick thing, you know, listen. All right. So on November 8th, the United States was announcing that they're going to put in law mandates and nobody can travel unless they're fully vaccinated. I mean, like, you have to get the boots, so that kind of fully vaccinated. And the little hypocrite thing I'm seeing tonight, if another country use a different vaccine where for them country produce, no, you have to use the vaccine. Yeah. And that's why I know say some little political schemes are going on. Yeah, I know say some little monopoly thing are going on. When you ever tell me the only way what recognize, it's like them tell us say, oh, we don't recognize that beer, you know, if it's not made by this beer company, then this is not in our list of beers, or this is not in our list of medicines and so forth. Well, yo, if it proven say it work, then why not use it? Are you alone have the cure? Are Moderna, Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer, are them people alone have the cure? No, seriously. Well, let's speak and let's talk some more a little bit. Because we have a little bit of time at press on right, so ladies and gentlemen. I see by the clock it says we have 15 more minutes. So I'm going to use the 15 minutes wisely. Alright? Now, you have a thing called natural immunity, ladies and gentlemen. Simply mean if you catch COVID already, simply mean the antibodies is actually within your system. How long it lasts in there, I don't know. When people catch AIDS, it stay in your body. When people catch all kind of thing, how long it stay in your body for? Even when them cure it, it just suppress it, don't? but it stayed there. But hold on, you know, we are the doctor, you know. We don't wear the coat and the jacket, you know. But we think very deeply. All right? When the person will catch AIDS, why is it when you inject them with the medication that you have for HIV now, why don't you just take it away? Why you consistently have to take it over a period of time? Because it not leave your body, ladies and gentlemen. Just like how the antibodies, like a man tell me one time, say, and this wasn't even a doctor, it was like a herbalist tell me this one time, say, when you catch chickenpox one time, it's not likely that you catch it 2 or 3 times. You barely catch it. If you catch it a second time, it won't be as bad as it was the first time. And for real, I catch chickenpox one time and I never ever catch it again. Never ever catch it again. So the herbalist is kind of onto something, because when we go to the herbalist, it's some bush to cure the chickenpox that I've got. And when him goes and say, yo, see them thing here, tambourine leaf and them something here, just use this and wash off yourself. You don't need to use no calamine lotion and them something there. Me only get 3 little thing. 1, 2, 3 little that. Some people full of that and them thing they were from chickenpox. When the herbalist give me the tambourine leaf for use, 3 little that. You can't even tell me I had chickenpox. I never ever catch it again in my life. Me a big man now. Seriously, real big man. Man, I'm not a joke big man by age. Me a real big man by age. Never catch it again. All right. So that tells me that the coronavirus antibodies must be still in your system, ladies and gentlemen. Lingering somewhere there. The vaccine when them a give must have some of the virus in it for fight it. This is how them fight fire with these vaccines and things. All right. Now when them do that, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain this to you now. Now that a new strain come out now, the Omicron, that's what it's called, the Omicron. All right, so the Omicron is here now. All right, and them say they're in Africa. Of all countries, I tell them do Africa, every little thing them do Africa, them blame now. I'm surprised that them never say Africa it start from. Poor China. The thing starting at China wicked, but yet still China get rid of it quick and fast and deal them thing. Everybody else around the world has struggled with it. For real. So the Omicron now, ladies and gentlemen, is the new strain, it's the new variant that of COVID-19 now that is about and around the place now. And them said it's more deadly. Every time the people, not only in America but around the world, decide say, we are catch up on them foolishness, them come with plan B, C, D, E, F, G. I don't know which plan this now them there. If a D, E, if a F, G, if a M, N, if a Y, Z. I don't know where they are at now. But every time the people them take a stand and say, no man, this not look good man. Something not right about this man. Something not smell right so. Them say, all right, here's a new strain. Boom. And throw a new strain upon the people them. Ladies and gentlemen, let me prove to you that them people are all over the place. Here's a little country that is 100% vaccinated. The whole country vaccinated, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say 100%. The people them say, yo, yeah, hear me? Come like I tell the people them say Jesus Christ are coming. If you don't get your vaccine, you're not going to see me, you're not going to heaven. For real. The local country, it's like you tell the people in our country, say, Jesus Christ coming, and if you're not vaccinated, you're not going to heaven. Everybody get vaccine because they believe in a God. So guess what now? Even though everybody vaccinated, the people them still has the cases of viruses are spread in that place. How you explain that? All right, me could roll the dice for now. 2 and what a dice now, for real. All right, me could roll the dice for that one.
Whammy this winter. Well, one thing, one place that's going to have a lousy Christmas is the most vaccinated place on earth.
Right. So, Rick, this is Gibraltar for, the total vaccination count is 100%. 100% of the population of the island of Gibraltar is vaccinated. 100%. And yet, they're having COVID cases, Rick.
Who's spreading it?
Well, it must be those unvaccinated that are there, right? But there are no unvaccinated. Everybody's vaccinated in Gibraltar. They bought the lie. They went along with it. And this is where we're at right now. Now, you have 100% vaccination rate, and COVID cases are surging on the island of Gibraltar. So much so that they are calling for lockdowns on the island and talking about we're canceling Christmas. You can't have Christmas parties. You can't have Christmas gatherings.
So what was the purpose of getting vaccinated, Doc?
Well, that's the question, Rick, isn't it? I mean, if you're still going to get COVID anyway, why would you get the jab?
And you got to be locked down, and you got to cancel your holidays. I know. They got the operating system in their body.
Yes. And somehow that operating system is broadcasting the virus and making other people sick. So this is the whole purpose was the vaccine. The whole purpose was the lockdown.
The vaccine was made first, then the virus.
Right.
The virus was made for the vaccine. It's not a vaccine. It's an operating system. Vaccines will protect you from getting infected.
That's the way vaccines used to work.
Well,
but
that's
not
the way
anymore.
vaccines do work. This is not a vaccine. This is deceptive advertising. They ought to be arrested for deceptive advertising.
No, what they do is they just change the definition. And that's exactly what the CDC did.
Of course.
They changed the definition of vaccines. Quote from this article here, Rick, it said, amid a surge in COVID-19 cases, Gibraltar has canceled official Christmas events and strongly discouraged people from hosting private gatherings for 4 weeks. Gibraltar's entire eligible population is vaccinated. The government of Gibraltar recently announced that official Christmas parties, official receptions, and similar gatherings have been canceled and advised the public to avoid social events and parties for the next 4 weeks. Outdoor spaces are recommended over indoor ones. Touching and hugging is discouraged, and mask wearing is advised. Once again, Gibraltar's entire eligible population is vaccinated.
Well, Doc, based on the outbreak of COVID in Gibraltar, I would say everybody should get vaccinated.
Boy, the rock of Gibraltar I got break down, I got mash down. We're not telling no lie, for real. Ladies and gentlemen, we go wire down to the clock. I must say this, that you know what? People are catching up, and with shows like this, ladies and gentlemen, and the agenda that we put out there is the agenda to, let people aware, wake up, give people consciousness after, what's going on. We're not telling you what to choose. If you want to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you choose not to, I think you should not to. If you choose not to, whatever your choice is, go ahead and do it. But I personally think that we should start, to step up and stand up right now. And, hold your own, ladies and gentlemen, for real. Think about your son and your daughter. Think about what is it that you work so hard for, and then you're going to lose through all this foolishness. A lot of people think that, I'm going to take the vaccine. But remember, a lot of people taking the vaccine is not by will, it's by force. And if they were given the opportunity to choose, many would not be vaccinated. And trust me, those many persons will be around same way, just the same. Because listen, if God send a vaccine I go kill you, you can't dead from vaccine, And if God say a vaccine I go kill you, you go dead from vaccine. Now so it go believers. Okay. Alright. So my point, ladies and gentlemen, is this. You have seen a country, Gibraltar, that is 100% vaccinated. Everybody there, but yet still, them have to go cancel Christmas and them thing there because of the virus. Now the Omicron is the new strain that them says out and it a rip up in Africa and so forth. Poor African them. Now them bring vaccine, go down there, go say them a vaccinate me African them. So what you think happen down there now? What you think them bring go down there? If it never had a rampage down there before to all this thing we are going right now, but now all of a sudden when you carry a vaccine, go down there, go vaccinate the people them. You have to see a new strain emerge from Africa. Who would that come from? Monkeys, tigers, the bear, the elephants, the zebras, the snakes. Because we here see a bat, and then it transfer from bat to cat, and then from cat. You notice the rhyme, the ats them from bat to cat, then from the cat to the rat, and then from the rat to the at, and then from the at to the mat. And then you brush your foot off, and then if you walk on the mat barefoot, then you catch coronavirus. This is where we all have a good laugh, because this whole thing sounds like nursery rhyme if you ask me, ladies and gentlemen. For real. This is where we have a goddamn good laugh, because this whole thing sounds like nursery rhyme. Honestly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, We have come to the conclusion of this show today, and I must say thank you so very much for all of you who actually chat in the chat room. I'm actually here now, surfing between chat rooms, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thanks to everyone on FLEXX FM that online. Thanks to everyone on Facebook. Thanks to everyone on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we're not here spreading propaganda on the vaccine. We're just here saying that you are an adult and you have the right to choose if you want to or not to take the vaccine. It's up to you. I think it's not fair for no government nor no person on earth to decide for you what is better for you. You are not incompetent of making decision for yourself. So them people here don't need to make decision for you. I am just saying, if the nurses and the doctor them are stand up and they are the one who you call heroes before, remember whenever we call them hero, you label them as hero, because at the heights of this pandemic, them face it head on, and if they feel as if that this vaccine is not 100% ready and them are take 2 steps back from it, you're saying that we are get rid of you because you're going to prevent other people who believe in the doctors them. So now you tell me not to believe in the doctors them? What a standard. No sir, my poor physician. We make them livelihood. Now if you think about downsizing and all these things. Listen, doctors will make good money. I don't envy none of them because them work feet. It's just like the lawyers and the judge them and the politician them where I make the money. And the businessman them in Wall Street and the bankers them. Everybody I make them money. When the housing market crash, we no bail out the banks. When the economy crash, we no give bail out the banks. And now this pandemic they pounce and who not give bail out. Who is a set of wicked. You guys are a set of wicked. Wicked, can't be human. You will use the pen and I write this thing into law. Wicked, you can't be human. If you are human, think about your son and your daughter. You're going to tell people, say, the unvaccinated, they are the one that's they are not human because they're not thinking about others. When at the same time, the person who is vaccinated give those who are not vaccinated coronavirus. Oh, you explain that. You cannot explain that until you can explain that, my lad, because I just show you a clipping. A country that's 100% fully vaccinated still have a high case of COVID-19 going on right now. How comes? Somebody do the maths. Show me the data. Wagwan. Me want to know what's going on. As Marvin Gaye says, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on? People, wake up. Everybody. No more sleeping in. Someone not sleep. Wake up. Wake the hell up, man. Someone not sleep, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lunch with TC, the naked truth. And the reason why we're having lunch, what do you have on your plate and in your cup today for lunch? Make sure you have a healthy one because that's what you need to boost your immune system, not the vaccine. I'm a done chat. As a journalist, me drop the pen. Done, me done. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to leave you with this right here because we need to join hand and arms together. We need to start come back to humanity. We need to start socialize more. We need to start listen more instead of discriminate because your favorite president or prime minister said this. Yeah, come not me or he, she or the old lady. We need to come together more. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I'm going to leave you with that video here for you listen. I want to digest this. I don't even roll the dice, you know. This is what I'm going to do. Drop the pen. Done, me done.
Did you know the average person spends 4 years of his life looking down at his cell phone? Kinda ironic, ain't it? How these touch screens can make us lose touch. But it's no wonder in a world filled with iMacs, iPads, and iPhones, so many eyes, so many selfies, not enough us's and we's. See, technology has made us more selfish and separate than ever. Cause while it claims to connect us, connection has gotten no better. And let me express first, Mr. Zuckerberg, not to be rude, but you should reclassify Facebook to what it is, an anti-social network. Cause while we may have big friend lists, so many of us are friendless all alone. Cause friendships are more broken than the screens on our very phones. We sit at home on our computers measuring self-worth by numbers of followers and likes. Ignoring those who actually love us, it seems we'd rather write an angry post and talk to someone who might actually hug us. Am I bugging? You tell me, cause I asked a friend the other day, let's meet up face to face. They said, all right, what time you wanna Skype? I responded with OMG, SRS, and then a bunch of SMHs and realized, what about me? Do I not have the patience to have conversation without abbreviation? This is the generation of media overstimulation. Chats have been reduced to snaps. The news is 140 characters. Videos are 6 seconds at high speed. And you wonder why ADD is on the rise faster than 4G LTE. But get a load of this. Studies show the attention span of the average adult today is 1 second lower than that of a goldfish. So if you're one of the few people or aquatic animals that have yet to click off or close this video, congratulations. Let me finish by saying you do have a choice, yes. But this one, my friends, we cannot autocorrect. We must do it ourselves. Take control or be controlled, make a decision. Me? No longer do I want to spoil a precious moment by recording it with a phone. I'm just gonna keep them. I don't want to take a picture of all my meals anymore. I'm just gonna eat them. I don't want the new app, the new software, or the new update. And if I want to post an old photo, who says I have to wait until Thursday? I'm so tired of performing in the pageantry of vanity and conforming to this accepted form of digital insanity. Call me crazy, but I imagine a world where we smile when we have low batteries. Cause that'll mean we'll be one bar closer to humanity.
What men want and what they will, working for a dollar bill. Sad to see the old slave mill, grinding slow but grinding still. Walking home, a youth gets killed, police free to shoot at will. Sad to see the old slave mill, grinding slow but grinding still. 9 to 5, you know the drill. Weekends are a short-lived thrill. Sad to see the old slave mill, grinding slow but grinding still. Cover on it over till it spill. Take until they've had their fill. Sure hurts to see the old slave mill, grinding slow but grinding still. What men want and what they will, working for a dollar bill. Sad to see the old slave mill, grinding slow but grinding still. Walking home, a youth gets killed, police free to shoot at will. Sad to see the old slave mill, grinding slow but grinding still. 9 to 5, you know the drill. Weekends are a short-lived thrill. Sad to see the old slave mill, grinding slow but grinding still.